Welcome to Bothering the Band. My name is Ryan Bynack. With me, as always, Abigail Ann Levy. Abby, how fucking good is this episode?
It's amazing.
It is so funny. We have Dana Bouy on the pod, and you're just gonna have to listen to believe this one, ladies and gentlemen. Bothering the Band with Dana Bouy. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, man. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just vibing. Yeah. How's the Alex doing? Are you a Magic fan? Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
cool. We've got a kid here I'm in Portland. I'm a big Blazers fan, and
Oh, nice.
Anthony Simons is from Orlando.
Hence the
Named
name. Yep.
exactly, and so I remember Penny Man. I was a big fan. Big fan.
So let's what a great way to start. You're hitting us right in the feels.
I
So
mean, you're
my
gonna get me started with like showing you I got Clyde on the wall over there, a couple of game day posters back there, but we'll get into that later.
oh no, we're gonna get right into it. So my name's Ryan. This is Abby. We both grew up in Orlando. We've known each other since we were 13.
Yeah,
And we are inherently Magic fans. We happen to be of an impressionable age, Shaq, Penny, you know,
big time players. Yeah,
and we are both still big Magic fans. Obviously, Abby's in Wyoming. I'm in South Florida, but once a Magic fan, it never leaves. I'm so happy you're an NBA fan. I love the Blazers, man. I love Dame.
oh, he's back. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Like I forgot last year, like watching the team just nosedive into just try to get to the bottom as desperately as possible so they could keep their pick. I mean, it made sense and I get it, and I was on board. But like I forgot what basketball was like. I forgot why I watched basketball. And then this year, it's like fun, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I remember. This is it. This is the feeling I'm looking for, And like, and oh my God, he's given it to me so many times this season. Everybody has. Anthony's been going off. Oh, Shaden Sharp looks good.
I
Oh
was
my,
gonna say, oh man, yeah, the Blazers are great too, and I love a small market team. I love I don't want to say not popular because Portland is a storied franchise forever.
sure, but it's the
But
Blazers. I mean, it's a small market team for sure, man.
yeah,
It's the Pacific Northwest. It's like the outpost of the NBA, you know what I mean? And it really is just like this city in the middle of the woods,
yeah,
on the West Coast. And so
I
it's
love
kind of
Portland
great.
too as a city. And then I really want Dame to stay there. I want him to be a
Oh,
legacy
he's
guy.
he's not going. He's staying, man. I mean, the only way that Dame goes is if they try to like trade him for something to like put next to Anthony and Shaden to like
Yeah.
build for the future. You know what I mean? Like say if you dangle Victor Wembanyama for Dame. I mean, absolutely, but nobody's going to do that. That's insane. But
Yeah.
that's how Dame leaves. But other than that, he's building like a fortress on the other side of the mountain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's sticking in Oregon for a while, I think so.
I said this about Dwight when Dwight Howard was with our Magic. Once the rumblings of him being unhappy, so I was like, yes, you can win you can go somewhere, probably win a championship, but if you stay with the team, they're gonna build like fucking statues for
Yeah,
you
dude, you can't
and
touch
and
you.
name streets after you. Like Dirk has a street now.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want.
That's what you want, man. Exactly. And now it's like this is the week where he's gonna pass Drexler for number one on all-time scoring Blazers list. It's like he's like 70 points away. So I mean, or yeah, around 70 points away. So but, theoretically, it could happen on the road in Houston in front of Clyde, which would be something. But regardless, it's gonna happen. And so now it's like people are you've been having this conversation. Is he the greatest Blazer of all time? And like part of that has to do with the longevity of like him sticking around through
Yeah.
it. I mean, Clyde is a Houston guy, and nothing wrong with that. That's just that's what he was, and so but he's still like kind of number one Blazer statistically and like historically, and but Dame's coming to get it. I mean, we'll see when it's all said and done.
I love it. This is the last thing I'll say. You'll like this. So I got a bunch of just basketball cards here, and my neighbor's kid, who's like 13, he's a 13-year-old kid. He's always outside playing about, and I'll give him old basketball cards, and he'll go through them and pick the ones he likes. And I looked at the ones he didn't pick. I was like, you missed Mutombo, man. You missed. And then I go, you missed Terry Porter. He goes, who's Terry Porter? I go, who's Terry Porter? Come on.
Kids these days. Cool.
I like your shirt you got going on here.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm getting ready for holiday party season, and so this is it, I guess.
For the listeners, Jane is wearing this like purple and gold floral, not to be confused with Lakers colors, floral.
Yes, not to be confused. Please, let's get this right.
It looks kind of like a faux kimono shirt.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like it's got no collar, but like buttons, and yet it's short sleeve.
I think they call that a frock.
A frock. Is it a frock? Oh, wow. I never thought I would wear a frock.
Well, first note, frock.
Turns out I'm a frock man. I'm good with it. I like it. It really, I feel like it's a piece that I've always wanted, but I never knew that I wanted it,
If
you asked me 1,000 times what to call that shirt, I don't think I would come up with frock.
I don't think that, I don't know that that's the real thing, but it sounded legit.
It's it. It is definitely it. If it's not, then it is now.
Well, we're so happy to have you, man.
Thanks for having me.
A little bit we've been shucking and jiving trying to get you, and shout out to your people for sticking with us and pushing for you. Obviously now we're on board with the basketball shit. So
right.
You're in Portland. We always start out. How are you doing today? How's your day today?
It's a busy day, man. I've been like, what did I do? I started out with my morning. I got up, I did my workout, and then I ate food. So on Wednesdays, I do this, well, I don't know if I should talk about it. Somebody just started making jokes about this. So I'm
You don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about.
Okay, I won't talk about it. I'll just briefly pass by it. But on Wednesdays, I don't eat food. Okay, so I stop eating Tuesday night, fast for 36 hours, and then on Thursday, I pick it up. That's today. So I picked it up again today. And then I jumped into, I had a call with my doctor. And it was a fine call. It was just like a checkup. He was asking how I was, and I said, I'm good. And then I went into work. And I started to do this. I'm working on a piece of music for a baseball ad, and yeah, that's where I'm at. And now I'm here with y'all. That's a lot of detail on my day. I don't know if you're looking for that much minutia, but
I mean, I have so many questions, but I feel like if you wanted to talk about stuff, you would. So we're gonna go for it. When's the last time you went to Powell's Books?
Oh man, it actually hasn't been that long. I love that place. We went over there. It's on the other side of the river. We live on the east side, and it is on the west side. And so it's like, who am I kidding? It's like a 15-minute drive. It's not hard to get there. It's not hard to get there, but it's far enough where I'm just like, I don't know if I want to go over, find parking, and then this, that, and the other. Tell the guy playing guitar I don't want to give him $1 and just have that conversation, and but I did go a few months ago, and what did I get? I don't remember. I picked up a book. My wife likes to go there a lot and pick up books too, and so a lot of times I'm just kind of hanging out while she shops.
It's a great place to hang out, and you're talking to a couple word nerds, so we love books. Yeah.
So have y'all visited Powell's?
Many times.
Yes.
Okay, good. Favorite room? Do you have a favorite room? Are we there?
I do. Poetry.
The poetry room. Nice.
Doesn't it have like a color though?
It does have a color association with it. I don't know what is what, like
Yeah, I
what
don't have like what's
color is what, but I mean, yeah, because like it has like the rare book room up there, which like
yeah.
people like get super into, and I think it's cool that it's there. But I rarely go in there because it's just, I don't know.
I had a friend that used to own a bar, wine bar in Portland. So there was a few summers I would go just sleep on his couch,
Nice.
and pal around Portland a lot.
What was the wine bar?
It was called Bin 21. It was in Lads edition.
Yeah. Sounds
And I mean, this is a decade ago, but
sure.
it
That's about
was,
when I got here.
oh yeah. Okay.
Just I got just over a decade ago I got here.
What's the there's a reason I'm asking this question. What's the kook situation like? You mentioned giving the guitar player money. We
Yeah.
have a friend of the podcast. He's a comedian, and I've heard a lot from him that the Pacific Northwest, with the transient disenfranchised. I'm trying to be polite. The homeless
Sure.
people are a little
Yeah.
bit
No, there's a lot. Yeah, for sure.
brazen.
It's a weird situation, man. Like it's really gnarly. It's because there's just there's so many people that just are in tough situations, and it's not one problem that they all share. Well, I mean, they share a problem in common in homelessness, but they didn't get there through the same avenue, and so it's not the same solution for everyone, right? And everybody tries to say this is how you deal with homelessness. This is one thing, and so obviously it just sits here until the mayor decides to make it illegal to camp on the streets, which I think he just did. And so now it's kind of like this just gnarly scene of police cleaning it up, and so I don't know what that means. But anyway,
Boy,
yeah, it's wild, man. It's just like, but it makes sense because it's a temperate climate out here, pretty mild winter. If I were to, find myself in those situations, I feel like the West Coast would be a better place than most.
I used to think this. I lived in New York for a long, long time, and the homeless
City?
people. Yeah, uptown.
Whereabouts?
I lived uptown, Upper East Side.
Yeah, nice,
1 year in Brooklyn, but mostly Upper East Side.
nice,
You
nice.
lived in Where did you live? I
Uh,
mean, knowing
all
the
over Brooklyn.
Akron family, you guys were in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
all over Brooklyn.
big
Yeah, I
city.
got my first place in Bushwick. It was the Halsey stop off the L train
Oh,
back in 2001,
okay.
2002, 2001. It was the only building that had artists in the neighborhood, and there was like one block between our building and the train station, the Halsey stop, and it was like there was two brick walls, with no windows on either of them. It's a one-story building, so it's just like this low wall, but this tunnel that you've got to go one block to get to the building. And there was this one summer where there was this dog that like it had no fur and patches of like blue and pink and yellow skin, just weird crusty kind of crumblies all over it. And it just like walked crooked. It could never walk straight. Every time it moved, it would move in a crooked way. And in that summer, every time you had to get to the train, you had to kind of peek your head around the corner to make sure that that dog wasn't there. Because if it was, you had to go the long way, all the way around the block. Because you're not going to. I wasn't going to take that chance. Anyway, yeah, I lived there until like the end of the aughts, and then I decided to leave.
And the
I had enough.
and you skin that dog to make this frock as a symbolic going.
Where it is, purple and yellow and gold.
Oh man, I was going back to the
20
again.
years later, it holds
It,
up.
it's unfortunate the homeless people, but I always said this in New York, especially in the winter. If I was homeless, I'd just start walking south. Eventually, you're in Key West.
That's what yeah, didn't the Native Americans just walk south in the winter? Like wasn't that like didn't we learn that in school? Like that was the thing to do, just walk south?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like my
I don't remember
education,
that one, but
dude, they taught me
it
some
doesn't
fucked up
sound
things in the
bananas.
80s, man. It was a gnarly education we got, dude. I'm not entirely sure that I know anything about the world anymore, and so I apologize if I say the wrong thing.
Yeah, we'll just put out a disclaimer for all involved here. I saw a bit, and I think I shared it with Abby here, where a comedian is breaking down the 80s food pyramid and how bad it is. It's like cheese, bread.
It was 11 servings of bread.
Yeah.
He made a joke about how, like, if you saw somebody about to eat their 11th serving, you would have to stop them.
Oh man, it's wild shit.
It's fucking.
Speaking of food, are you a vegetarian?
No, I gave it a shot for a while when I was 18. I tried it and I stuck with it for like maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And then one day I realized that I did not claw my way to the top of the food chain for nothing. And I went to Arby's and I ordered a buck of beef and I broke my vegetarianism. And you know what? It was beautiful. It was everything I remembered it. It was when I was a kid, it was my favorite with the horsey sauce and I just loved it. And I had it again and
I love it.
It was good.
I want Arby's right now. Oh, well, that dumb question was just a segue into saying that Experiments in Plant-Based Music Volume 1 is fantastic.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's wild, you know, it took a lot of time to get this one out because of different things, but it's cool because I don't know, there was no pressure on this, you know, to get it done in a certain amount of time. And so it was cool to be able to just like sit with pieces for as long as I wanted to and then change it if I want, effectively. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just kind of marinate on it and see what I want to do. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to like do this one. I also reached out and collaborated with people for the first time in a while, which was pretty satisfying. Like, you know, I didn't really have the space to record with my drums until I moved into this house, which was a couple years ago. And so everything I was doing was pretty much just electronic music. And, you know, that's kind of you in headphones, just really getting into it forever, right? And that's great. And I loved it. And it was good to get that sort of out of my system, you know, in a way, or to learn that part of my interest in it. But yeah, so this time getting back to like writing with my original instrument, the drums, because I had the space, just kind of got me, you know, I was like, oh shit, now this really means that I should probably get more humans involved, right? And so I reached out to my brother Justin, my friend Justin, who's like my brother. We grew up together. And got him to do the bass parts on it, and at that point, it just really started to come to life. And I was like, yes, this is the right direction.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, dude.
Very cool. Okay, this is my favorite question: Dana Carvey or Queen Latifah?
In what context? In a boxing match?
This might be the most annoying response, but that's entirely up to you.
Entirely up to you.
Sure, let's say boxing match.
Celebrity death match style.
Celebrity death. Oh,
the
Queen
little
Latifah.
clay guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be Queen Latifah.
Queen
100%.
Latifah would crush Dana Carvey.
She would destroy him. He wouldn't have much of a chance. I mean, he'd probably like, well, you know, they always had those moments where like he pulls a like this like random, you know, out of nowhere technique where he just starts to make her laugh, and she laughs until she dies and she can't breathe. I can't breathe, and she suffocates. And so maybe he could win should the scenario, you know, ever present itself. Just keep that in mind, DC.
I learned something new. Queen Latifah's real name, Dana. That's why I asked that.
Wait, really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's a fun little trivia you could pull out at taverns.
What's her full name? You know her name?
Who cares?
Who cares?
You know what her full name is? Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah. Exactly.
Dana Latifah.
I don't think it is.
Doesn't have the same ring, does it? No,
it doesn't.
Dana Marie Latifah. I don't know. So silly.
Dana
Good
Elaine Owens.
Dana Elaine Owens.
Elaine.
Elaine.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
If I ever see, like, if you ever saw her somewhere, you'd have to. What's up, Dana? That's funny. Do you know who Chris Duhon is? You're a basketball guy. Chris Duhon played for the Magic, the Knicks.
What era?
2010. He also won a championship with UConn,
Lakers?
or no, Duke. He played for Duke.
Oh, for Duke.
Chris
A
Duhon.
Blue Devil. My
Yeah.
dude, man. All right.
You recognize that guy?
Blue Devil or Tar Heel?
I think he's a Blue
No,
Devil.
for you. Blue
Oh,
Devil.
I don't give a shit. I love Michael Jordan, so let's go Tar Heels.
In a celebrity death match. The Tar Heels, the Blue Devil. Or the Blue Heels or the Tar Devils. What is it again?
Yes, that. Anyways, one time I hung out with Chris Duhon for a night, and I kept calling him by his full name. And like halfway through the night, he's like, "Why do you keep calling me Chris Duhon?" I go, "Shut up, Chris Duhon." That's my little moment.
How tall is he? He's what?
And we're just Googling Chris Duhon.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm going to pay more attention.
No. It's totally fine. This is exactly what the podcast is. Side note or postscript to that, at the end of the night, we're like drinking and doing other things, and it's late, and he's still hanging out. And he goes, "Guys, look at this." And he shows us his phone. He goes, my girl had a baby tonight. And we were like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like, it
What are you
just
doing there?
it went like we were all having a blast, and then like the people who were like with it, like me and my friend
Wait.
Kelly.
Okay, define my girl.
That's not up to me. That's up to Chris Duhon. I do not know. The fact that he was partying, it was like 3 a.m. It became real sad. We were like, "All right, I'm gonna go home and
think about my family."
yes, it's wild.
Oh man.
Okay, good segue. Do you believe in luck?
Do I believe in luck?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, man, because like I feel I'm like this subscriber to the simulation theory, right? And so it's kind of
Oh, you are.
a little bit, you know. I feel like there's these moments where everything's just kind of like I had a dream, and like the shit just happens later on, you know. Like I just last night or the night before, I had a dream that I dropped one of my wife's favorite white cups. These like nice thick rimmed white cups that she drinks her tea out of in the morning, and she's got like 4 of them, so it would be fine ultimately. But not to say that I want to, but I had this dream that I dropped it and it broke in half, and I was like, oh shit. And so I'm now gonna wait. I'm saying this on the podcast just in case I do it. I can be like, you see, I knew this shit happened. This is all a simulation further revealing itself, you know. That's not a good evidence. This is not a good study, because we need a control, and I can't provide that. But anyway, you know, I kind of think that that's a bit of a thing. So perhaps it's hard, because my mom told me that I had this woman that lived across the hall from us when I was a child told me I had a luck hole on my head here in my ear.
Oh, yeah, that little thing.
Finger, there's like this hole in my head. And she's like, "Oh, it's a luck hole. He's a lucky boy." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I've had great luck my whole life. So, I mean, who's to say? I'm probably just in, you know, that state where ignorance is bliss. And I don't know. Sure, I believe in luck.
You got a great song called "So Lucky" too.
That's true.
See what we're doing here? Abby, I know you're chomping at the bits. Tell them a Matrix story.
I just am realizing that maybe I am slightly a subscriber to that theory as well.
Yeah.
It happens
without having known it.
It happens
There's moments.
too much.
Ryan and I live inside the Matrix. This is a conversation we've had multiple times.
Yeah.
But the way you define it, I like it.
Where it's not bad, it just is, you know.
Mhm.
It's like
And
Which is
yeah, totally. Like everyone gets worried about this, however percent chance of living in base reality, whatever, man. And it's just, so what, man? Just chill with it, dude. This ain't that long here on Earth, and you'll be gone, and then you'll get to the next whatever, and it'll be fine.
yeah.
What is
Oh
everybody? What
man,
everybody's worried about? What's the big deal? Huh?
so profound. And actually, I actually like really dig that. You're like Joey Pants in the Matrix, the guy who like sabotages him. He goes, "I know the steak isn't real, but it's delicious."
Oh yeah, totally. And you know what I realized? Ignorance is bliss. Joey Steaks, is that his name?
Joey Pants, Joey
Pants?
Joey Pantalano, or the actor's name is Joey Pantalano.
Oh, I was like, his name is Cypher, isn't it?
You're like, what are you stupid? His name is
Dude, you ever seen this movie?
Yeah, Will Smith is in it. He was supposed to be in it.
In the Matrix?
Yeah, he was supposed to be Neo, and he turned it down.
He turned it down?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I wonder why. Just wasn't into it.
He
Just
saw
didn't-
his future. Yeah.
He saw his future. Yeah, he saw the simulation itself, and he was like, no, no.
Oh, well, we're gonna stick with movies here, and I'll see how accurate the internet is. But which Star Wars character do you think you're most like? I know who you look like.
I look like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You do look like a Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's very good looking, by the way.
He is a good-looking man, and so thank you. But we went to the Adidas employee store the other day, and this kid that works there, I was shopping, and this kid that works Dana 2 times. I say everything 2 times. The kid that works there comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, Obi-Wan," and he was like real excited. And I was like, "What?" And then he realized it wasn't me, and I was like, "It's cool, man."
Oh, he legit thought it was.
I can't quite tell if he was playing with me or if he actually thought about it, but he was like, his eyes were like, kind of like, "Yo, is it you?" No, dude, it is not me. This is
read
not
somewhere-
the Obi-Wan you're looking for.
I read somewhere you're a Star Wars fan, though. No.
Sure. Yeah, man, I dig Star Wars. Ask me the question again.
What character do you
What
most
character
identify with?
I most in the entire canon, right?
Yeah.
It's a hard question, man.
It is very hard.
I feel like I haven't spent any time with this question because there's so many ins and outs. Honestly, I'm probably a Han Solo. I'm gonna do for me and my own, but if it comes down to it, when the universe is at stake, sure, I'll show up. All right, I'll come to the fight. But for the most part, go ahead. You're on your own. I'll see you later. I'll see you at Thanksgiving. Thanks.
Oh man, Abby, who do you most identify with in the Star Wars universe? In a galaxy far, far away.
Jar Jar Binks.
Oof. Queen Amidala? Padme?
Definitely not Jar Jar Binks.
That's probably me, to be honest with you.
Jar Jar.
Kind of it.
Yeah.
Jar Jar, it's like I read this thing that Jar Jar was gonna be originally. Jar Jar was like the Sith
Oh, really?
Lord. Yeah. And I went down the rabbit hole of like some YouTube fandom pages where they were like showing these moves that only Siths can do, like a jump that only a Sith can do that Jar Jar does to get into the water, and then moments where Obi-Wan was like, where he like gets like real like jumpy, and he pulls out his lightsaber. He's like, "Oh, it's you," when it was Jar Jar. Moments like that they bring to your attention where you're like, "Huh," enough to make you say, perhaps. And if that's the case, then yeah, man, Jar Jar. But then it's so funny that he got just shit on by everybody. And
Oh man.
people
Can you imagine if Twitter was around during that time?
My God. No, that's too dark for Jar Jar, man. Oh.
I say this a lot it somehow comes up all the time on the pod, but I'll just wedge it in here. Is I saw the Phantom Menace in like downtown Disney in Orlando, Florida, and I paid all in pennies. Remember with my buddies, and we were all like, let's go see it first. And I was like, yep, here you go. Here's 600 pennies, ma'am. Because movies were $6 back then.
And you could pay in pennies. A $6 movie. Oh man, I dig that, dude.
Yeah, isn't that fun? Okay, when's the last time you went skateboarding?
Probably about 5 years ago. But
now you're Yoda, by the way. Now you're sounding like Yoda.
5 years? No, I'm not gonna do it. Never mind. Yeah, like 5 years ago. Friends of mine skate. Matt Flieger specifically skates a lot and insists that everybody skate. And so when he's around, I'll do it,
Yeah.
But I'm not going out to the parks, man. I tried dropping in on a ramp maybe like 8 years ago and just like biffed so hard. My wrist was like broken. Not broken, but no, it was broken. I didn't do anything about it, but it was broken. And I just let it go for whatever. And I was just like, man, I shouldn't skate. I'm getting old, dude.
I know that game.
I was like, okay, maybe I should just not drop in on half pipes like that after not having done it since I was a teenager. Oh my God, it wasn't that long. I was always like a street skater, I preferred grinding a rail or something,
Yeah, of course.
Ollie off of a nice box and just cruising, man.
I love it.
East Coast kid. I wasn't doing pools. We didn't have pools on the East Coast.
And we didn't have all the free concrete parks that are in Oregon. So
Dude,
many of those things.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. There's one by the high school in the neighborhood over here. There's a million. There's the Burnside skate park on Ridge.
That's great.
Yeah, dude. There's a million of them here, man. I really like that. I think that's great. I'm just like, I think it's cool. Get them outside. When I was growing up in Pennsylvania, man, they were like, you can't skate here. No skating, no skateboarding. Stupid. We're not going to build you parks. No. It'll lead to drugs and sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and you're going to die. Never skateboard. But I did
Isn't
it.
that funny though? Like that's what our like boomer parents said. Like, yeah, oh, your skateboard is a drug, and I'm like, literally, skateboard might have saved me from doing more drugs.
No, yeah, totally. Well, yeah.
I mean, I did drugs. I love drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs are great, but like
Yeah,
skateboarding, I
yeah.
really liked a lot more.
You're right. And it kept me from drinking because I didn't want to drink and skateboard. That was stupid.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my parents, my mom. I grew up with my mom. It wasn't my mom that was saying that. It was the city councils.
Everybody it was the man.
It was the man. It was the man just trying to put their foot down, giving like the police these mandates to like ticket those kids, make sure their parents have to pay their ticket so their parent gets set at them and doesn't let them skate anymore. I guess that was the strategy. I can't really tell.
Oh, that's funny. You're funny, man. How do you feel about Fleetwood Mac?
I feel I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Fleetwood Mac. I like it. Yes, I do. I think that I covered one of their songs.
I know. That's what we're getting at. And there's something else we're getting at. But I like your cover of Everywhere. I like that jam. Man. It's on a commercial right now, so I'm hearing it a lot. And then I heard yours, and Abby, hates them, and
Yeah, no, it's. I feel like they're a pretty polarizing band, to be honest. Like, at least amongst my friends, like, you either love them or you do not like them. It's just kind of one or the other, and that's fine. I think it's cool. And it took me a while to get into them. I'm not gonna lie. There's the hits that like I heard as a kid growing up, your Rhiannon's, your Dreams, and things like that were always on the radio that I loved, and I was just like, oh, this is just a good song. It's undeniable, right? No doubt about it. But then later on, I started to like dig into more of their catalog and like listen to more of the other tunes, and I was like, man, they're pretty good.
I didn't know they were so polarizing until we started doing this music podcast, and
yeah,
there's not a lot of middle ground.
I feel like people feel like they just want to have an opinion sometimes, maybe. Who's to say? Perhaps they just feel like they need to choose a side. They're really not that entirely sure where they landed. Or it's a timing issue because, like, keep growing, right? That's the goal. Keep growing. And so, like, perhaps you'll find it down the line sometime. When you get old enough to just your heart starts beating a little bit slower and you feel that rhythm a little bit better because you're just a little bit slower and you're like, oh yeah, there we go. That's a nice pocket. Who's to say? Who's to say?
Man, these notes are exceptional. I can't wait to reread them. And
Am I getting graded right now? Is there like
no, it's just funny notes. Like Frock, Arby's, Dana Carvey versus Queen Latifah, match to the death.
Show highlights.
Okay. Would you rather have a private jet or a private yacht?
Oh, a yacht.
Surprising.
Private yacht for sure, man. I wanna live on the sea, dude. I'm a romantic. I had this idea of I saw this movie when I was a kid and I was like, I want to be that guy.
What movie
Was it Captain Ron?
Yes.
No.
It was. I'm sorry. I loved him. I was like, yo, dude, this is me. The guy with the glass eye. I'm like, that's me. I want to live on a boat in the Caribbean. This is my lifestyle. You got it. You called it. Fucking A, dude. I mean, it's obvious. Well, in that case, that just means that I'm on the right path, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, but no, and then what was that? Matt McConaughey sort of reminded me more recently that it's a good lifestyle in Beach Bum. Was it Beach Bum?
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that?
Mm-mm.
It's Have we frozen?
Ryan froze, I think.
Is he? Oh, because you can't be holding that smile for that long. Beach bum, it's good. It's like it's weird. It's like he's just well, he's a beach bum, and like I think it's like Key West, perhaps. Just tooling around, doing nothing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I would do that too, honestly. When I was a kid, my sister and I rented, there were like 3 movies we would rotate at Blockbuster. Because I feel like you and I are similar in age, based on this conversation. And Captain Ron was one of those 3.
Yeah.
Like at one point, my dad was just like, no more.
No more. I've seen this enough. We are not watching it again.
Yep. Oh, such a great movie, though. I wonder if it holds up. When's the last time you watched it?
It's been a while. I should probably watch it again. Like, yeah, I need to. Yeah,
I feel like we should both reconvene.
Yeah.
See if it holds up,
Okay, deal.
If you still want to live on the sea.
How do you feel about it now? Just like,
it was so good. Oh no, we've lost Ryan. His internet is out.
Uh-oh.
We'll get him back.
That happened to me recently.
We're gonna teach him how to hotspot his phone.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's the technique. We had a power outage recently, and that was the internet going out, and I had to remember what life was like without the.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I have to say, out of like 110 episodes, that's the first time that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, man. I'm glad that I can be a little unique for you.
And we will say you had like the best smile on your face.
Yeah, you got stuck with a
that's better than
flattering. No, it was a real flattering picture. It was very nice.
Right. Did you take a screenshot?
I should have, but I didn't think about
it. What's a screenshot?
That's fun.
I'm sorry.
That's fun. That was a good bit when COVID was just real strong and just what's COVID? That was a fun thing to do. Especially
remember, I feel like that joke. I first heard that joke, or the thing joking out. What was it? Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, what the fuck is he?
The fuck is the internet? It still makes me giggle. It's such a good joke. It still makes me giggle. I can't believe it.
It's such a good joke. Did you see Clerks 3?
No. Did they make a? They made a 2.
They did make a 2.
Make a 2.
Yeah.
After 1, I thought 1 was enough for me.
1 is a masterpiece. 2, not so much. 3 is like nostalgia.
Yeah. In a good
3
way.
ends the way. 3 ends the way 1 was supposed to end.
Yeah.
Wait, what was supposed to happen at the end of one?
I'm not
I
giving
don't know. You should
spoilers.
spoil it.
No spoilers. If you don't remember, then that's on you. He's
Google.com.
Googling it.
I'm gonna leave that one go. I'm gonna leave that one go.
Google.com. I don't know where I left boats. We were talking boats and yachts.
We had
and-
a lovely discussion about Captain Ron.
Captain.
Oh, that's right. I heard the Captain Ron. I love the Captain Ron.
Yes.
We'll add it to movie night.
Add it to movie night. So I would prefer a boat over a plane because also if you run out of gas, it's fine. It's fine, man. You're just there. You make it a sailboat, get a big sail yacht. That's what I want, a sail yacht, so I can just catch the wind should I need to, man. Then you catch the wind and you're sitting on top of the wood. You know, we're just vibing.
There it is again. Fucking Beach Boys.
Wow, that's wild.
What?
It's pretty wild. We're in the Matrix.
We are
We're
in the Matrix.
fucked in the fucking Matrix.
We
Is everybody
interviewed
Beach Boys?
we interviewed a gentleman a couple nights ago that owns a record store in LA. Well, really more of a collectives and memorabilia shop.
Yeah.
But the Beach Boys are his favorite of all time, and he's friends with Brian Wilson, it turns out. And then he told us that the surfboard in a lot of their photos and on the covers belonged to Dennis Wilson, and he got to sell it through his store. And so now it's just all coming back.
Yeah, it's wild.
I was riding Dennis's board in my head when I was on the boat there.
See?
So
There you go.
maybe I should buy Dennis's boat. Does Dennis have a boat for sale?
I mean, I don't think you can afford it based on how much they sold that surfboard for,
Oh,
because we asked.
How much did the surfboard sell for? If you don't mind, I don't need to. It's okay. I don't need to know.
75K.
Wow. Must be a good surfboard.
someone's surfing on it, like really fucking. I just thought this was how much surfboards cost. How about the first one?
I don't know, man.
Dana, do you have a nose hair trimming method?
I usually just like kind of grab and like yank and like go just like I can yank and go for it.
Nice, I like it.
That's the most common technique that I go with. Yes, but I keep a close eye on it because like there's mustache hairs that occasionally like grow up and like poke my nose and like bother me. You must experience this, right? It like it
I do,
tickles
I
your
do.
nose and you're like, what the hell is it? If you feel like there's nose hair, but it's not, it's like a mustache hair. So I always like feel
Yeah, because it's
always
like,
like, yeah, it's just crazy. It's this weird combination of like attention that I need to pay there, but just a grab and pull. What's yours?
I when I'm driving, if I feel a big one, I'll grab and pull it. I've been told that that's insane, and I'm like, nah, other people do that, and I just don't know a lot of people. So, I've been telling myself for a day. So, when you lived in New York, one of my favorite pastimes in New York was looking like old men on the subway and just seeing how they didn't give a fuck about their nose hairs, their ear hairs. And I'm like, I used to think, I'm like, I'll never let that happen. And so this is my method of like not becoming that old man with just like, wait, man.
Right? Because you start
I keep telling myself to buy like one of those, and you got to. It's just at one point they just start coming out like a octopus.
it's just too much. You can't keep up. And you got to do that like every
Yeah.
day. Just stick a thing in your nose. That's not that bad though, right? Just done.
I keep telling, that's what I was saying. I keep telling myself to buy one of those things. Haven't, never used one, know nothing about them.
Oh, but dig this though, man. Like as you get older, you're probably a little more susceptible to your weakened immune system. You're going to get sick. So you probably want those hairs to sort of keep everything out better.
Maybe, yeah.
This is your filter, man. It's nature's way of being like, we need more filter, more live Brita filter water juice coming out your nose here. Just don't let anything in, man.
What happened when I was away? He's now leaning back and he's like, wait, man. You guys Captain Ron it hard right now.
Totally just both just grab the bonger and play real quick.
Abby's got the giggles. You guys ripping it over here?
This is Oregon, man. It's all gravy out here, dude.
True.
Maybe you and me, man. The weed store is closer than the grocery store, but they're both very
Yeah.
close. My God, it's actually the perfect summation of Portland, like right across the street here. It's like on the corner, there's a pizza shop. This is true, 100. Next to the pizza shop is a like it's called a lingerie modeling shop, but you go in and you get like dances from dancers in private rooms. And then next to that is the weed shop
Oh yeah.
that now has the spot on the end of the clock on the corner, and in between that is the Mexican restaurant that opened up a bar, so you can get your drink on. You can have tacos and beer or pizza and wine. Go see a show, grab a bud, have some get high, and just be home within walking distance. Not that I ever do this, man. I don't go over there. I go to the pizza. I do. But I don't, and I go to the weed stop, but I don't go to the other two places. I haven't been yet. I haven't. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, am I supposed to like kind of vote with my dollars to support the neighborhood business, the local business, you know? I
Support
don't
small
know.
business.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Keep it local. So yeah,
They're just
man.
trying to make a living.
Exactly. It's nice. It's very clear what's going on, you know? It's like this is
I would say arguably out of the businesses you named, the healthiest one is the weed store.
Yeah, probably. Well, you know, it's like there's a lot of different like medicinal properties that weed has, you know, man. It's like it's just good for the body, man. But I
You
would
should
I would
stand up.
I would argue in the same in this on the same side as that statement as weed is.
Okay, so this is a question we like to ask, and it has come up organically. What do you think the healthiest fast food joint is? And let's keep fast food as in Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Arby's, shit like that. Relatively, of course.
Of course, the least offensive to the body options, man. I feel like there's like who is it now? There's the whole like I haven't checked in since the fake meat game got on the market.
No, we're
in
not
the
counting that. We're not counting that.
No? Okay, okay, okay. All right.
Just as a whole.
That's as a whole. Okay, let me think about it.
He's got the giggles. I'm telling you, you guys fucking burned. You're like, hey, well, he's down. Captain
Okay.
Round it up.
Put on our Ben Harper and
That's a good slang term for smoking. Hey, you want a Captain Ron?
I mean, do I need to like, double down on my Arby's choice because that shit's good, man? And I mean, roast beef sandwich with just like the bread, the roast beef, and just whatever sauce, and that's plain and simple. Oof. Last time I had it was like 1999. So I don't know what is it? These days they have the meats, but what does that even mean? Like, I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah.
There's a Jack in the Box down the road here, but their commercials are very catered towards stoners, and so I think that might be a little bit unhealthy because of the combinations that they're going with. A little bit unhealthy. So no. McDonald's, no.
I don't think I've ever been to a Jack in the Box.
I've never been either. I see it all the time, and everybody's like, it's there, but I've never gone.
Not great.
Or like a Del Taco. I don't think I've ever been to like a Del Taco either. That's like a California thing, right?
California
They
thing,
have
yeah.
those near me.
Oh, they do?
Del Taco, yeah. Del Tacos are out west. Yeah, they're in Wyoming. They're here. There's a place in town called Burgerville. It's like an Oregon chain that's actually, or Oregon, Washington. That's actually it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. But so I think that my answer is gonna be In-N-Out Burger because
This way.
what?
You just were like, this is the whoop left.
Because you can get you can get your burger protein style, which is just wrapped in lettuce.
Yeah, lettuce. Yeah.
Which I think is really nice. And so it's just, for those of us that, want to go paleo.
And beautiful, gorgeous onions. Those onions with I've done it quite a bit with the keto, the lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
You gotta get those onions.
The fried, but you gotta get the fried onions because like you don't want the raw onions on that. You make sure you tell them that because sometimes those kids just don't know what they're doing. You might as well smother and cover that shit. Not smother and cover. It was animal style, right? You might as well go animal style.
Animals. Yes.
Smothered and covered. That's Waffle House, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
We're off the fucking rails right now.
This isn't par for the course.
It is.
Definitely
It is. It is 100%. Who is your favorite family member? In parentheses, be honest.
My favorite family member.
Let's exclude your wife and just like,
I think that my favorite is probably my dog. Can I say my dog?
absolutely.
Is my mom listening to this podcast?
Well, she's a
She's
huge
big
fan.
listener.
Oh god.
Yeah. What's your mom's name? First name.
Laura.
Laura's a huge listener. She writes a lot. She tweets at us a lot.
She's been getting pretty active on Twitter lately. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
She's like, hey, you want to Captain Round It Up?
Hey, you have a Clerks poster on your wall too. I see it there. That part
good
one.
call. I forgot it. Yeah, it's part Clerks. Calling it part one is funny. Clerks part one. Clerks episode 1.
Clerks A.
Oh man. Okay, so in the same vein as your favorite family member, who's your worst uncle?
My worst uncle. Well, I have an uncle that I always really liked. He was always really nice to me, but he's currently like in a Mexican prison, like getting waited to be extradited back to the U.S. because
Are you serious?
by the Fed. Yeah, I Googled him and saw his picture. And he did not look good, man. It was gnarly. I was like, yeah, wow, that's Uncle Jeff. Holy shit. But yeah, I think that he was like part of a so they bought like properties in Mexico and then sold timeshares falsely to Canadians and American investors, and there was, words like fraud and and Federal Bureau of Investigation and
Was your uncle on Arrested Development?
yeah, totally. But so probably he was always a nice dude. I liked him, good dude, but made some bad decisions, man. Made some bad choices.
Shout out to Jeff. He's a big listener too. And I like that you're like, that's your favorite uncle. And then like whoever's the nice, like straight as an arrow. Fuck Uncle Dan.
No. I like the straight as and narrow uncles too, man. Those uncles are great. They're all good. I mean, I got a lot of good uncles, Got a lot of good uncles. They're good. They're great. They're fine. They're fine. I don't really see them that much, It's fine. We don't see each other that much. I don't get back home. I don't get back east. Everyone's back east, and I don't get back east for holidays as much as I used to. I went back last summer 2 times. Ugh, I don't like going back east, man. Every time I go back, something happens. Like back in
Someone goes to prison, Mexican prisons.
the one year I went back east and I came here back home to Portland, and I fucking ended up having Lyme's disease, and like a month and a half after being like sick as hell without knowing what was going on, like I got Bell's palsy in my face, and it like ended up being bilateral, so I couldn't close my eyes or my mouth or anything. And at that point I went to the hospital. No, literally, they saw me with it was only half at this point. They're like, "Have you ever had Bell's palsy?" And I was like, "No," and I had never heard that term. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" But she just looked at me and was like, gave me that look, and I was like, "Oh God." And so they checked me in, and then 2 weeks later, I was out. It was weird. It was awful. My leg, I had to learn how to walk again because it like. I got peripheral neuropathy, and like I lost feeling in my legs, and so my legs atrophied to the point where I had to like grow my nerves back, little by little, and so I had to like learn how to walk again. I couldn't walk upstairs. It was it was awful. But that was because I got bit by a tick
Jeez.
on the East Coast. And, I'm just, man, just don't go back to the East Coast. That's the solution.
Man.
Sorry, Mom, it's better out west. Just come visit me here.
Yeah. Yeah. Laura.
Yeah, Laura, get on the plane.
Devils. Oh, well, I'll tell you the reason I'm asking this question. So, when's the last time you decorated a gingerbread house? He's like, that's how I got the tick.
He was living in the upstairs bedroom. I had no idea. I barged in without his entrance. He was like, wow. Probably like not too long. Well, I don't know if I've decorated it. I saw gingerbread people get decorated recently.
Okay.
Last year I saw it, but I've never really been a big like decorating a gingerbread house kind of person. I don't know. Have you ever done it?
Yeah, like 2 days ago. I have a daughter. She's 8. She does a lot of shit. In the last couple of years, every season we do a gingerbread house. However, it just sits there for a month or whatever, and then I throw it away.
You don't take a bite? Do you take a bite?
I never do. Do people eat them? Like,
Oh yeah.
if
Oh, yeah.
Abby, when you were growing up, did you do it and eat it? You and Deb, did you take it off? Like, I will say this, that if I ate it, I feel like my kid would be pissed. Like, what did you do with the roof?
Start with the floor, man. Start underneath the house. Work your way up.
The floor is cardboard.
Oh. Start with the interior. Well, there's nothing inside. You didn't do a full build, did you?
No, I didn't do a bidet or
You didn't drink for the day? Oh man, that's fine. That's
Or-
fine.
gingerbread chandeliers.
We get some renovations going on before Christmas, okay?
Wait, hold on. Gingerbread backsplash. Bam, nailed it. Try to say that 3 times fast.
You get like a cream cheese headboard for your bed, for your gingerbread bed.
Well, I was
Gingerbread.
It's tough. Gingerbread bed. It's tough thinking of these questions, So just in Abby and I, our regular everyday life, hence the nose hairs, stuff like that. We're like trying to think of these questions, and it hit me. I go, we paid for this gingerbread. We're decorating it for an hour. Do other people eat them?
Yeah, I think they do, man. I've seen it. I've seen them go down. I've seen them go
They're
down.
also real hard. Like
Yeah. Okay. So at the end of the day, do we like gingerbread cookies? Is this a thing that we're into?
I don't mind them.
Meh.
But do you want them? Do you ever really like crave a gingerbread
No.
cookie? No, we don't care.
I feel like
That's
that's one
why.
of those. That's one of
That's
those.
why.
Those
We're going to build a house.
pastries or
You know?
yeah, that's one of those pastries or like candies, like licorice that was like invented in the 1700s when no one had shit, and they're like, "This is so good." Now that we have, like Haagen-Dazs and Ben and Jerry's, we don't need
Yeah.
that shit.
No. Oh, what's your favorite ice cream?
Me or Abby? Let's go Abby.
Both of you.
Mint chocolate chip.
Interesting. I've heard recently a lot of controversy about mint chocolate chip and people thinking that it's absolutely insane that people like it. I think it's a great flavor. It's wonderful.
good.
Oh, but let me
It's
ask you
like-
this. Do you want the green ice cream or the white ice cream? Like
The
do you want it to
white.
be green? You want the white mint chocolate chip.
I mean, I'll eat the green, but I prefer the white.
Interesting. Interesting. Very good choice.
Okay.
What about not just you say ice cream, man? I'm there. I'm gonna show up for ice cream.
What do you got, Ryan?
Well, I like to keep my mint in my toothpaste and nowhere else.
You're one of
I don't
those
have any
guys.
mint. I don't like mint in anything else.
Oh man.
If I had to go ice cream, like just are we talking just flavor or
You
does
can
like
take it
a
as far as-
brownie
you
like
can take it as far
like
as
a
you want.
brownie sundae count?
Just ice cream.
Okay.
Dial it back to a pint.
Just ice.
You're in the grocery aisle.
just-
You're grabbing a pint. What is it?
It's probably some sort of like chocolate peanut butter fudge or like fish food.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Ben and Jerry's
That's
is
a
a
good
good one. I like a pistachio
Oh.
No.
green. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, but those nuts are green. In the mint
so it
ice
makes
cream, it's
sense.
just food
Yeah.
coloring.
Yes, but mint is green.
Yeah, but not
Not
in
that
ice
green.
cream.
You got to use enough.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't use enough of it to turn the ice cream green, would you? Not unless
That's too much.
it's a lot of mint. But you can fix it with
Can't
a lot of
wait
sugar.
I can't wait for your publicist Caroline to listen to this. She's like, yeah, I got you this hard-hitting journalistic podcast. Also, she sounds like Michael Douglas now.
I'm not sure we've ever spoken on the phone, to be honest.
She's very nice. She's very sweet. We haven't either, but her and Abby have talked.
The I'm gonna grab a pint of Chubby Hubby when I'm looking through that grocery aisle. Ben and Jerry's, chocolate covered peanut butter.
Okay,
I'll take
so
that.
we are. Yeah, I think that too. I have to say we are in the Matrix, and Abby can vouch for this because we did have. If you were an ice cream, what kind would you be? Already on here, and you figured it out.
Chubby Hubby.
You can't say.
I am Chubby Hubby. That is what ice cream I am.
Wild. Weird, wild stuff. Ooh, do you play basketball, by the way? How tall are you?
6 foot,
Okay.
flat. Classic point
And
guard.
do you shoot hoop? Oh, okay.
Well, I'm a pass first point guard, but I like to get involved from behind the arc. I like to drive, occasionally. I'm not afraid to get down and rub elbows with the big fellas, but I mean, pass first kind of guy.
All right.
Unless I'm open
Do you
to dunk, and then I'm just gonna give it a layup because I can't dunk. But wouldn't it be cool?
Oh man, I wish I could dunk.
I wish
So
I could
much.
dunk so bad. This is the thing.
I probably think about it more than anyone realizes.
The adult
Once a week, I'm like, man, I wish I could dunk.
Dude, have you gone online and looked at the calf exercise routines you can do to increase your vert? How bad do you want this? All right, that's the only thing I'm gonna say.
Dude, I'm 40 years old with plantar fasciitis. I could do all the calf exercises. You could give me metal legs and it's not happening.
Yeah, I've gone for trampoline dunks, pretty successfully. And
Yeah.
Poolside. That's always
oh yeah. Oh, the poolside dunks. Oh my God, I've gotten creative with those ones. You ever see an inverted dunk? Oh my God. Where you just dunk
The key with that
straight up. You jump over it and you just dunk straight up in the water.
The key with that is you have to have someone you have to jump from out of the pool.
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
Have someone lob you the ball, alley-oop you the ball, and then you dunk.
Alley-oop! That would be good. All right, where's our pool party? When are we doing this? You're in Florida. You got a pool?
Can't
Yeah.
wait to go
We
to.
have to go to
Yeah.
Ryan's house.
I have a neighborhood pool. We could go to Abby's parents' house.
Oh, fair.
Hell
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
We
Hell yeah.
had fun in that pool.
All right, we're
That
going for
pool has
Christmas.
seen that pool has seen some Marco Polo, my man. Not even kidding.
It wasn't Marco Polo. It was Sam
Yeah, some
something.
weird red light, green light bullshit in the pool. That's a good question for the pod. What's your favorite childhood pool game?
Pool game.
And are you calling fish out of water?
Are you what?
Calling fish out of water?
100%.
What is that?
You know this?
What?
What
in
was that?
Marco
It's Marco Polo. Do you know Marco Polo?
Yeah, well, you close your
Maybe.
eyes and you say
Yeah.
Marco and they say Polo, but you can't get out of the pool.
You can't.
Well, we played you can, but if you say fish out of water and someone's out of the pool, they're it now. They're out.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that a Florida thing?
No, maybe it is. I don't know, man. Maybe that was a role. No, I spent some time in Florida. Like when my dad left New York. So I grew up with my mom in Pennsylvania, but my dad was he's from Queens and like lived there when I was really young. But then after that, or well, maybe I was like 10, he moved to Florida. And so I would go there. I had to go there every summer for a minimum of 4 weeks, maximum of nine. And he had a pool. And it was I think my favorite game, well, it wasn't a game, but my brother and I would just like see if you can make it there and back underwater one breath.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
that's a fun one.
I was good at it. I mean, I was, my first instrument was a saxophone, and so my lung capacity was always kind of decent, and I was always good at swimming and stuff.
Brag.
No problem. I mean, not to say, yeah, I'm sorry to be, hate to be that guy that, rubs it in, but sorry, I'm good at swimming, okay?
I can play the saxophone and I'm good at swimming.
You're, you're like the Terry Porter of swimming underwater.
You're damn right, man. Damn right.
You know what's crazy is how old Terry Porter looked, and he was probably like 30.
Well, he kind of
Yeah,
had
like-
did you ever play Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had like a Soda Popinski vibe about him a little bit. I was like, is it Terry Porter? I think they went up there a little bit, but he did look a little bit older, but it's just because he had the wisdom of like the guard, the leader, the floor general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One that's like kind of telling you what to do. So I think that you just see someone in a leadership role that like gives it out well, and you're just like, he must be old.
Yeah, it's a presence.
Yeah.
He also was bald. He looked a little older, but now that I'm older than he was when he played, and now I look back and I was like, when you're a kid and you're collecting basketball cards and watching sports, you're like, oh man, they're so old.
I
And
do.
you're like, no, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
at all.
Not at all. Not at all. But they look so much older because you never looked like they look. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Now when I look at like Shaden Sharp, I'm like, oh my God, he looks so young.
Yeah. I think the generation thing too. I think the young, like different generations, you looked older sooner in life
Yeah, well,
than we do now.
is that because they had to grow up faster? Like they had to like present a certain vibe, because you're 18, you're out on your own, you got to get a job. These days it's like, I'm gonna stay home for another year. You know what I mean? Like kids don't leave the nest as early.
Yeah.
They don't have to. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, like when Abby's parents were, 25, they owned a house, had a kid, and then at 25, I had, what are we at? Like Hulu?
25, I know. Seriously. 25, man. I just went on my very first tour, man. I was the furthest from responsible.
Yeah.
Still don't think I found what that means, but I don't know.
Okay. Couple more questions. Do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, man. Check this one. I got those back at Nam. I have a couple of tattoos. I've got like a sleeve on the arm here. Not like a full sleeve, but like a 3/4 sleeve.
Okay, cool.
It's a dolphin.
Like Miami Dolphins, right? Because you're 4 weeks in Florida.
No, because the dolphin, yeah, exactly. Maximum 9. Can you see his head? See that?
Yeah. Very cool.
A wave. I got circle, triangle, square. It was a Akron Family song that we used to sing, and my buddy Grayson and I got it together in Pennsylvania. And it's the only tattoo I got with someone else. Jesus, is that it? I guess that's it, man. Shit, I only got those two.
What is this shirt you're wearing?
What, this one?
Under the
No,
frock.
yes, under the frock.
The Music Sweet Music. It's an online ceramics shirt. Do you know those guys?
No.
I don't.
It's like these like California hippies, let the good times roll. They like they just make these like smart tie-dye stuff, and it has like it's got a weird like appeal. Like hippies love it. NBA players
Businessmen.
love it. Or like NBA players wear their stuff. Like high fashion people
Oh
wear it.
yeah.
It's like yeah, it's got a broad appeal for whatever reason. But um,
Oh, that's
I like
cool.
it because I'm just so excited that it's okay to be a hippie now. Finally, like when I was younger, you guys know this. I mean, if you weren't like fully on board the fish train, like and waving that flag, it's like you can't really, walk the line between the both. At least not with my friends where I was from. They were just like, no, no hippies, stay over there, that kind of vibe. And so it was like, I don't know, I kind of had to just like tone it down a little bit so I could be in both bands because I had a punk band with my friends and another band with Seth, which is like a jam band, and so yeah. But these days, everyone's fine with things. People made fun of you a lot differently back then, right? In the '90s, did you ever get made fun of in the '90s?
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
and it very similar to what you were saying. Like you had to pick a camp. Where I love so much. But even back when I was a kid, I loved hip hop music and I loved punk rock
Dude, my
music.
first tapes
However,
were fucking Digital Underground and Fugazi.
there was no crossover
Yeah.
allowed. Where that's one of the things. If I could go back in time, I would tell young Ryan, be like, just announce what you love and do it confidently, and don't care.
Don't care.
Because yeah, I loved like Dave Matthews, but then there became a point where that everyone hated that guy, and then you know so there was no crossover
Yeah.
when in the 90s. Yeah, you got really brutally made fun of for
Yeah.
like you show up wearing a Nine Inch Nails shirt unannounced, like you almost had to like tell your friends, listen, tomorrow I'm going to wear a Nine Inch Nails shirt. Is that okay?
You guys, will you back me up if anybody says anything?
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Your door behind you just opened real creepily. Is the house haunted?
No, I left it unhinged just in case the dog needs to get my attention. Uh, which
Okay.
I'm surprised she hasn't yet. It's past dinner time, and she usually is in here letting me know that I haven't got her dinner yet. So I don't know. I'm sure she's fine.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap this up so you can feed the dog. But two things. One, can you do us I saw today that you followed us on Instagram. Can you take a selfie of that shirt and message us? We do this thing every Tuesday, and we usually tie it in with the week's guest, where we do a T-shirt Tuesday
Uh-huh.
in promotion of whoever the next guest is. So we'll do your T-shirt Tuesday before your episode drops of that shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can, you don't have to do it now or whatever. He's doing it right now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I get stoned and forget some things sometimes.
Yeah.
It's better to just get it done.
Yeah, low hanging fruit. I love it. And then the other thing I was going to ask is we end each episode with a song from the guest.
Oh, cool.
And I was going to ask, what song do you want us to end with?
Let me take a minute to think about this. This is important. I would say Dragon's Blood.
Okay.
Dragon's Blood.
Okay. I will say I love that song. I also can't get enough of African Violet.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
That song is so good, dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I've the whole like I don't know, man, just being able to just play my drums again and record them and like write like that has been so just fucking refreshing and like inspiring and like good to see that I can, do things like that because like to navigate like a machine to sort of articulate what I as a drummer can so easily and naturally do was just a nightmare. You know what I mean? It's just I had to like find gear and then some of them had such steep learning curves that it was just like paralyzing and I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, that is to say that through that flow, it's nice to be able to just do things, make music like this now.
Well, I mean, we're so appreciative of the music, of your time, and something else we like
Yeah,
to
thanks for having me.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Something else we like to end. I think you'll have a good answer for this. So, if you could interview any musician in the universe, live or dead, who would you interview?
I want to have a conversation with them. I just want to talk about their process. I want to get to know their personality a little bit.
Well, there is a follow up to this question, and if interviewing whoever you pick, what dumb, in the vein of bothering the band, what dumb question would you ask him or
Would I
her?
ask that person?
Yeah.
All right, who do I want to interview? And what dumb question would I ask them? All right. Wait, did you limit this to the music world?
Yeah, we try to, but I mean, obviously there's no rules in this fucking
No, keep these
podcast.
limited to the music world. This is good for me. Living or dead, one person that I want to interview.
I'd ask Aretha Franklin, have you ever seen Captain Ron?
Oh, everything.
Oh, Abby, look.
This is hell yeah.
My favorite part of the podcast.
When you meet the dogs.
Everybody's always like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "No, they can stay."
Oh, this is what we want. Yeah.
Mhm.
She's this is her.
like a Great Dane or something.
Yeah, she's a Great Dane. She comes in and she gives you the butt and turns around. And
But it's
turns around.
debit. Debit.
What is it? The butt. The
It's
butt.
it's what's a ladies' man reference?
The butt. Yeah.
It says here your interests are debit. Oh no, that's debut.
Oh, that's the butt.
I was going to ask you also, since you have a Great Dane, have you ever seen the movie? And I've asked many people in my regular life this because I'm a freak. Have you ever seen the movie The Ugly Dotson?
Yeah, the Ugly Dachshund, of course. Disney, right? From the 50s?
Yes!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a Christmas movie, right? That shit comes on every year.
I don't know if it's a Christmas movie. They might have a Christmas part, but it's about a husband and a wife. He has a Great Dane. She has a bunch of Dachshunds. The
And he's getting
Dachshunds cause
set
the trouble.
up, man. This Dane
Yeah,
is
the
getting set
Dachshunds
the fuck up.
cause all the trouble. And the Great Dane keeps getting blamed for it. Then they have a baby. They have to choose. They end up loving each other forever. I don't know. But I remember loving that movie as a kid. And I've asked many people throughout my life if they've seen or heard of that. And not many people have.
Really? I mean, I guess it's kind of like, yeah, it's old, man. That shit's old. That's an old movie.
Yeah.
1966.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Do you know what record came out in 1966? Me neither. But I was listening to a Grateful Dead show from 1966 today, and it was pretty good. It sounded pretty fun. I was like, I'd like to be there. That's who I'd interview, man. I'd talk with Jerry Garcia. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. I'd interview Jerry, and
Ask him what happened to his finger.
well, no, I've got the story on, or I can Google the story on that. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And honestly, I don't give a fuck about your finger, Jerry. Go ahead, keep it wherever you want it. And the dumbest question I would ask him. Oh man. I mean, who are
You
we
like
kidding?
fish?
Every. So, what do you think about fish, man? Oh my God.
The food. Do you like tuna?
No, what would I? Jesus Christ, this is hard, man.
It's a tough one.
I feel like every
That-
question I ask would sound like a dumb question just because the way I would ask it, you know. But shit, man, I'd probably ask him if he has an extra cigarette that I could bum. Yeah, that'd be my
Okay.
question. No,
I
that's
think
not
that's a
question.
pretty fun.
That's a request. Oh my God, I'm the worst at this part of this interview.
You're doing
Everybody
great.
is
You're
the
doing-
worst at this part
Everyone.
of the
It's
interview.
a tough on the spot thing, man. I think that if you had one in the chamber, it'd be even weirder. You'd be like Jerry Garcia. I'd ask him what kind of bandanas he loves. I don't know.
Bandanas he loves. No, man. Weird questions.
Don't overthink it. And we could also just. My internet's about to go out again.
No. Don't you
I'm just
don't you
kidding, I'm
give me
just
the
kidding.
chance to soft play it here, man. I'm gonna give you an answer.
Okay.
But
Okay.
for crying out loud. The dumbest question I could ask.
Dumbest question we could, let's try to think of it, Abby. Let's try to hold on. Dumbest question we could ask Jerry Garcia. When did he die?
95?
94, 95, 4, 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, or 6.
In that window.
Okay.
It's always
So
hard.
You're asking what the fuck is the internet?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask him ASL question mark.
Sock, shoe, shoe.
Yeah, that's a fun one. He doesn't wear socks or shoe, or he wears Birks with socks.
That's exactly.
Birkin socks. It's a
Birkin socks. I love it. I love it.
good
I love that you're really contemplating. You're looking at your other monitor. You're scratching a dog butt. This is a good time.
Well, no, what's a question that we've always wanted to know the answer to? The timeless questions that humans have wanted to know. I had a dumb question the other day. Maybe I'll ask Jerry this question. But do you think that everybody has the same amount of blood inside their body? Like, it's weird.
That's a great question.
We're all different sizes, but what do you think about it? Like, I mean, because if so, another 6-foot person that weighs the same as me, do they have the same amount of blood in their body? What do you think Jerry would say?
That is, I'm laughing at how like brilliant and earnest. I don't know the word I'm looking for. That's fucking brilliant. Yes. Does Abby have the same amount of blood as you? It can't be, right?
Who wants the answer?
Relatively, right? Who knows, man? Because the reason I was thinking about it was because I was watching this video of a dude with no legs bench press 435 pounds, and I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, wait, does he have the same amount of blood in his body as I do? And obviously not, but I don't know.
That's why babies are chubby. It's just all that extra blood.
Yeah, maybe.
And squishy.
Yeah, maybe that's like what keeps us like soft, maybe we lose blood as we get older, and that's why we break, because we don't have it to. No, that's not. They've done studies on that. That's a different thing. But yeah, perhaps when we're babies, yeah.
Fabulous.
You can also ask him how many socks he's lost in the past year. It's a fun
Just
question.
saying. That's a good question.
But not one you want to
Okay.
ask Jerry Garcia. But as a man who goes Birkin socks often, you do want to know how many socks he's lost in the past year.
Birkin socks often. Sounds like a German.
Birkin socks often.
Wait, Abby, do you have an answer? Do you have like everyone has 5 liters of blood or something?
I do have an answer. The
What
amount
is
of
it?
blood depends on your size. A newborn baby will contain about a cup and a half, whereas
A cup and a half?
150 to 180 pound adult will have approximately 1.2 to 1.5 gallons.
What? I thought we had way more blood than that.
Dude, I thought we were like 86% water. That's wrong.
That's not blood.
That's not blood.
I thought the water was in the blood, like chocolate
No.
milk or something.
Is it not? Blood is different than water in your
Correct.
organs.
Unless you're Jesus.
I did not go to school for anatomy.
Man, this is so. Wait a minute. You're using more water in ramen noodles than babies have blood in their body.
You're drinking more than a baby's worth of blood every day.
I get my baby's blood worth it.
It's dragon blood. Nailed it.
Yeah, there it
Yes.
is.
Perfect.
Dude, this is a professional podcasting host situation right here. That was the transition of chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Oh man. So as we were talking, the description for this podcast or whatever we post on social media will be this. Does Dana have the same amount of blood in his body as the next person? Find out on this episode of Bouy. I love it.
Yes.
That was a good one, man. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to do this.
Yeah, dude. Do you want to promote some stuff? Tell the people where to find you.
Oh, I don't know.
To
Yeah, the
do.
plugs. How do I do it? I'm just at Dana Bouy everywhere, right? Follow me on
Easy peasy.
Follow me on well, Instagram's really the only thing. I'm on TikTok, but I'm on Instagram. I'm not even on it. I don't know. Who's got time for these things? That's not a good plug. Follow me on Instagram. I'll be there. I'm there.
And go listen to the new album too. Go listen to
dude, Experiments in Plant-Based Music. EPBM Volume 1 is just like, it's a record, man. It's an album that you can sit with and drop the needle at the top and sit till the end and you'll be happy. Satisfied.
oh man.
About as satisfied as a Great Dane when she gets her dinner.
Let him go feed the dog, Ryan.
No,
I know,
that's a good amount of satisfaction. I just was trying to like articulate how good you're gonna feel, as a listener. You know what I mean?
Dude, this has been so much fun. We can't thank you enough.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you.
Please, you know, we'll talk another time. But if we're ever in the same town, we're hanging out.
I'm in.
Pizza,
Great.
lap dances, whatever's around the corner, all on us.
Party.
Yeah, blood. Let's just go. You know what we'll do? We'll go donate some blood. That's what we'll do when we hang out. Oh man. Oh fuck it. This has been fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Bothering the Band with Dana Bouy.